want to welcome everyone for coming to our first video filmed speaker engagement co-sponsored by Camden Library and Destination Wellness of Midcoast Maine. And I just want to tell you a little bit, how many people here know about Destination Wellness already, have heard about it? Okay, good. So we have some newcomers to the concept and the organization of Destination Wellness. What we are is, I call it a consortium of holistic health practitioners. And we promote each other's businesses, we have networking events, and we learn about each other's practices so we can refer back and forth. And our hope is to educate the community and inform the community that we're here, and we're here to help you get healthier, hopefully. So I'll just read the mission statement. We are building a network of practitioners, businesses, and organizations providing services or products that enhance the health and wellness of Midcoast Maine residents and visitors. And these cards and business cards for Destination Wellness are in the back of the room. And then a schedule of our upcoming events. We've got some very cool events coming up as well. So without further ado, what I'd like to do is tell you a little bit about what we're doing today. And you guys are lucky because we have two skincare experts here. And I'm a Ph.D. nutritionist, and we're going to talk about the skin and how to maintain beautiful skin, vibrant skin, healthy skin as we age. And we'll each give you ways of accomplishing that and supporting what you already do. So first, I would like to introduce Sandra Sleeper.
My name is Sandra Sleeper. I own Seaside Skincare and Spa in Camden, Maine. I love taking care of people, and that's what we do in my spa. We take care of you. Seaside is also really wonderful place to just come and have tea. Once you come through the door, people don't want to leave. I am located at 88 Elm Street in Camden, Maine. I'm directly across from Harbor Audio Video. I do have a website at seasideskincare.and-spa.com. Hi there. Thank you for coming today. I'm just going to start out with some basic skincare tips for everybody and just some information and information on toxic ingredients too, which I thought would be really interesting for people, and give you some ways to find that on the web. And you can also call my spa, Sue Spa, or talk to Judi. We'd be really happy to help you. Basically, cleansing. I'm just going to start with basic stuff. The cleansing is super important to get, not just dirt and makeup, but for men too. We come in contact with environmental toxins every day. Free radicals, which can cause cancer in your skin and other parts of your body. And a lot of these chemicals in skincare and products aren't regulated by the government, so there is really little to no regulation on cosmetics, and that goes not just for makeup, but hair products, deodorant, everything we're using. And 1 out of 3 women now are getting cancer. And they're finding in cancer tissues and breast tissue, 99% of those tissues have some or all of these toxins in them. Maybe not all. But I could speak for days on skincare. And when Judi asked me to do the talk, I thought, well, I don't want people's eyes to roll back in their head, glass over, and get bored. So I thought I would incorporate the talk with Judi, who's going to talk about nutrition and what we put in our bodies and how that comes out in our skin, and collaborating with Sue Kelly from the Skin Clinic in Rockland. She has all the advanced modalities that, and she's an RN, so she's able to do lasers and some hair removal. We get hair where we don't want it and lose it where we need it. So cleansing morning and night is really important. Get your skin clean. He's moisturizing at night. When we sleep, our skin rejuvenates itself like our brain does and our body does. And it fights off the signs of aging. One of the most important things, of course, that we can all do, 98% of aging comes from the sun and UV rays. If you could, wear sunblock, super important, reapply. And your hands are right up on the steering wheel. I wish someone would have told me that when I was younger, because they're full of age spots now. The unfortunate thing, 80% or 90% of all the sunblocks sold in the regular stores have 2 main toxic chemicals in them that unfortunately when it's exposed to the sun, it makes them worse. So there are many reasons why in the skincare industry, the people that go into the business that are educated, why are people still buying things out of the drugstore and different places? And, we try to make skincare affordable and safe, and we can help you. You can call for a consult. Any skincare specialist can help you, but it's like Judi knows, the vitamins, if you buy them in the regular stores and drugstores and Walmart, they're testing them, and they're sugar pills. That's why, Dr. Vandersloot, bless his heart, years ago told me, don't buy anything unless you get it at a co-op, fresh off the farm. Kennebec Valley Pharmacy has Judi doing consults on Tuesdays and Thursday afternoons. That's why you have to pay a little bit more for quality. But I have a lot of wonderful products at the spa, and our sunblock is voted it's voted by the National Skincare Institute as being very, very safe and effective. Another thing about your whole outer layer of skin is called your epidermis, and as everybody, young people and older people, have your whole outer layer of skin is dead skin cells sloughing off. And that's why you develop plug pores and different issues with congestion. And if you just use a micrograin exfoliant twice a week, you can get that off, and it helps your moisturizer get in better. It keeps you from developing those little white lumps under your skin called milia and different things that build up with age. And it's all dead skin and dirt and bacteria building up on your skin. And you need help getting it off after a certain point. I recommend to all my clients that come in, because shampoos and conditioners will leave a film. I have a lot of clients that have forehead problems, and it's because of shampoos and conditioners and other products that really aren't good for you. So I recommend at the end of your shower, when your skin's soft, just exfoliate, get that off a couple times a week, and you'll notice a difference in your skin just exfoliating. Then there are corrective products that we use. We use serums, vitamin C, vitamin E, super powerful antioxidants for our bodies and our skin. And underneath your 5 layers of epidermis is your dermis. And in my spa, I'm a skincare specialist, so I just work on the outer layers of skin. And my masks and serums and moisturizers do help your dermis. Sue Kelly will be talking further about the different things that will plump that as we age. We lose collagen and elastin, and your stress will come out into your skin first. So in different places like spas or massage places, you can really do some great de-stressing techniques, and you can learn to do them at home and on each other to help. And there are thousands of chemicals used in products that the government just doesn't regulate. And we can further educate you. It's just, spas aren't just for foo-foo beauty stuff. And with skincare, a lot goes with your lifestyle, exercise, lack of exercise, too much exercise, pollutants that we come in contact with every day, sleep deprivation. So when we do these consults, we ask you all these personal questions. And of course, you don't have to answer everything, but everything ties in, especially your heritage. We have 5 different types of skin, typically. And so we'll ask you, where did your parents come from? What is your nationality? That really ties in with how we can help you. Some products are very detrimental to, Asians, and myself, I'm English, Irish, Scottish. I have a problem with the rosacea. I get fine little red dots and things like that, and I've been getting it from my 20s. It's from my mom. Thanks, Mom. Just the way it is, and I've been treating that since I was young, and acne and self-confidence in young people especially. There's a lot of bullying that goes on, and it really erodes at young people's self-confidence. And we always try to help the teens and preteens with good skincare. I tell parents, well, I know your son has acne, your daughter has acne, and I'm giving them products, but they're going to bed every night on a dirty pillowcase, even one night. And what parent can go in and change a pillowcase every night to help them from reintroducing bacteria into their skin? I'm like, just put a towel by their bed every night, put a stack, and they can just throw it on there. Something easy. We have all kinds of really wonderful, easy tips that can help you in all aspects. And also, I find too, because I have a big parking lot behind my spa, some ladies that come to me, they come every month, and I said, well, you could tell your friends and family, that would be great. I'm a new business. Oh, I don't want anybody to know I'm coming here. And they hide their car down back, or they walk in through the back door. And I accommodate everybody, and that is great about my location, because you can sneak in and be private about it. But it's in effect a form of shame or bullying among adults. We don't want our friends to know that maybe we got Botox, or, well, I don't want to tell anybody. As we're born as babies don't know shame. It's something that we learn as we get older, and just, would promote acceptance to what everybody wants to do. Does anybody have any questions or anything? Oxybenzone is a really big one, and OMC is just an abbreviation. But I also have a few. There's Judi taught me in her nutrition. It's called the Dirty Dozen in food, and you can Google it on your computer or find it. We can help you find it or print it out for you. There's the Dirty Dozen in skincare too, and if you pop that in, it's really. We don't mean to frighten you with this information, but it really is out there, and knowledge is power. And this is a wonderful, wonderful book, and it's on Amazon. I got mine for $5, and it is a dictionary of cosmetic ingredients. And I just kind of reviewed it last night before I came, and just the introduction, I was like, oh, dear Lord, should I even tell them about this? But it really is an invaluable resource. And for those of you that like a book, I like to sit with a book. I don't have a Kindle. I like to read books. I do go online, but there are people that don't have that access. So this is an invaluable resource. It was written by Ruth Winters, and it's really affordable. But there's the Dirty Dozen of skincare online, and a few other websites that you can access. And it's really easy reading. It will knock your socks off what we're doing to our bodies in deodorants and shampoos. And they liken like buying a really good vitamin, you might spend a few dollars more. Buying really good creams to put on your face at night that aren't harmful, that aren't going into your body, and that are full of toxins. We like it. You can spend $1 on a cup of coffee every day. Well, if you buy a jar of skin cream, that might be a little bit more than something you'd buy in a drugstore. It's healthier, and it lasts longer. They're typically bigger jars, and even just body creams. I was fascinated when I knew a lot about it, but the past week or two that I've been doing research, it's scary what's out there, and the European Union and Australia and parts of Asia have banned a lot of really toxic chemicals from skincare. Lipsticks that we use every day contain lead and different carcinogens, and we're putting them right here. So, like I said, knowledge is power, and I think it's really important that we arm ourselves, because these things are really causing cancer, and our cancer is so much higher than it was. But protecting yourself with sunblock, a good sunblock is really important. And things expire. I made the mistake. I have a favorite sunblock, and I used it just a couple weeks ago, and I didn't want to throw it away because it was kind of pricey. I put it on my face, and it immediately became red, and it was expired. And I had a terrible reaction. Of course, I got it right off. But a girlfriend of mine, it was 2 summers ago, she has 4 young children, and she's a nurse. Well, she took them all to the beach, covered them all in sunblock. It was expired. She ended up in the emergency room. just because of using an expired product. So like food or milk or anything, there are expiration dates on things, and there are certain preservatives in products that are healthy for you. There are organic products that are pure. They don't have the shelf life of other products. So you just need to be aware of some of these things. And I'll wrap it up and let Judi talk. But thank you very much for coming. I'm really pleased to see you all here today.
Hey, my name is Judi Valentine, and I am the Education Committee Chairperson with Destination Wellness of Midcoast Maine. What I do is nutrition. I'm a Ph.D. nutritionist, and I evaluate blood labs, look at your diet, and help you focus on a healthy eating program. This topic is close to my heart because beautiful skin comes from the inside, to a very large extent. And the health of the inside of our body is really reflected on the outside. And then that's true about our spiritual health, too. So I want to talk about 10 different tips for maintaining health on the inside that reflects out onto your skin. And the first one is water. Do we drink enough water? And a lot of people ask me, how much water should I drink? And it's really different for everyone. And it's different for different seasons. So in the winter, you might not think you need as much water, but it's very dry, and we have dry heating systems. So it's, better to watch, to observe, and can I say this on tape, to observe our urine. I mean, when you go to the bathroom, turn around and look in the toilet and see what color the urine is. It should be the color of straw. So if it's getting darker, if it's darker than that, then we need water. If it's lighter than that, then maybe we're overhydrating. So you can adjust throughout the day. And that kind of makes it easier to know how much water we need. The other really important tip is eating an anti-inflammatory diet. And, we're hearing more about inflammatory foods now, inflammatory diets. What causes inflammation, what doesn't. And some of the foods that cause inflammation are very predictable, like highly processed foods, junk foods, highly manufactured, highly processed foods. I always encourage people to eat from the outer ring of the grocery store. That's where the real food is, in the periphery of the grocery store. In the middle of the grocery store is boxes, cans, and not that I never buy a box of organic crackers or a can of Amy's organic soup. That's not the point. But most of what my husband and I eat is fresh. And it's really worth it. It may take a little extra time, but it's very, very worth it for your health. So one tip you can do is eat something raw at every meal. So eat a raw tomato, eat a salad, eat some slaw, eat some fruit, something raw at every meal, because raw foods are the highest in very absorbable nutrients. Because once you cook food, or it's shipped from Chile, or it's been on the grocery shelf for a long time, it begins losing nutrients. And then, of course, we cook it, and it loses more. So the most nutrient-dense foods are raw foods. And keep an eye out for antioxidants. And Sandra mentioned the importance of antioxidants, vitamin C, vitamin E. And when we cook our food, we lose a lot of these nutrients, as I mentioned. So foods that are high in antioxidants, like nuts and seeds, raw oils, include those in your diet. They give the skin cells fuel to repair, and that's really the critical thing. We can be doing all the regimes in the world, but if we're not giving our body the micronutrients to actually create a reparation to repair those cells as they replace themselves, then it's just much more effective to give the body this fuel. Also, balanced meals. So look at your meal, what you're eating, and even every snack. Do you have a healthy carb, whole grain carb, preferably, or a sweet potato, that type of healthy carb, a quality protein, and a quality healthy fat at every meal. So look at your plate and see if it reflects those three food groups. Exercise is super important, because when we exercise, our pores are releasing sweat and toxins. We detoxify through the skin. So regular exercise, it can be just something as wonderful as walking or swimming. Golf, how many people here play golf? Golf is coming up, isn't it? I don't see a lot of golfers in the audience. Sleep is key. a lot of people say, oh, I don't sleep more than 5 or 6 hours a night, and that's healthy for me. And there are a lot of studies now that are coming out to show that sleep is really important for a couple of different reasons. So 7 to 9 hours, get a 9-hour sleep if you can every once in a while. And we've learned that the cerebrospinal fluid floats up through the brain and flushes the brain overnight while we're asleep. And it detoxifies the brain. And it's sad that there's so much Alzheimer's and dementia today. And I think one of the issues is the brain becomes toxic and plaques build up. And so if we have healthy sleep, then we can, keep the brain cleaned out. And so, taking supplements is key. It really helps supplement the food. Food is the most important thing we can do, eating healthy food. But supplementing with a good multi that's high in antioxidants, vitamin C, vitamin E, plant antioxidants, minerals, trace minerals, B vitamins, and a good multi will include all those. Essential fatty acids, an omega-3 supplement up to 2,000 IUs a day is really vital for hair and skin, all the cells really. And having fun, I add, not that it's the next to the last most important thing, but having fun, bringing fun into our life and to our work is really key, being joyful. And also, I'm just going to kind of end with a quote by Audrey Hepburn, because I really love this. And she was a beautiful woman, and she, it seemed, became more and more beautiful as she aged. And she said, as you grow older, you will discover you have two hands, one for helping yourself and the other for helping others. And on that note, I will introduce Sue.
My business is located in Rockland. We opened the Skin Clinic and Day Spa, which is on 20 Summer Street, 2008. I've been a nurse, a registered nurse, for 35 years. The majority of my 35 years was spent in emergency nursing, and I always enjoyed skincare. So I went away and became an esthetician. Went and practiced with plastic surgeons to learn all the latest and greatest advanced techniques. And then I opened the Skin Clinic and Day Spa in 2008. It was my vision to have a place where women could come and be comfortable and come as they are and leave probably more beautiful, feeling better about themselves. So I decided to open a spa where women could come and it would not be pretentious. It would not be all about beauty. It would be about where they could come. So I encourage my clients to come and sit on the deck, have lunch with us, talk with us, and learn all about skincare, not just the Botox and fillers, which we do, but also a lot of other things that you can do to have healthy, beautiful skin. And I love that these women are talking all about what you can do, because it really does start from the inside out. We offer everything from beautiful organic skincare, which is made with fresh fruits and vegetables, which is what I use every single day, to prescription skincare. And there's a place for all of it. And there's also a place for women to come and begin wherever they are. And I hope that we're accepting of that. I feel sad for women who have to sneak into the spa to have something done. Because as we change in our life and as we progress, our needs change. And where you may not have thought when you were 30 that you would ever be doing anything in advanced aesthetics, oh, that's just not for me. Probably when you're 55 or 60, you're thinking, I'd like that to be a little different. And I would hope that women who are doing, for example, Botox and fillers, there's a lot of misconceptions about it. Everybody who sees somebody who, for example, Priscilla Presley, who's, I think, destroyed her face. It was not done with Botox or fillers, it was done with surgery. Botox and fillers, they wear off quickly. Botox in about 3 or 4 months, actually. There's been less reaction to Botox in this country than there has been to Tylenol, digoxin, statins, all of that stuff has proven to be much more toxic. So Botox is basically, we'll talk a little bit, go through all the things that we offer, but basically Botox is only used in the upper third of the face. So all the other stuff you see is not a cause of Botox. Botox is used for muscles that move, dynamic muscles. So the frowning here, a little bit of crow's feet here. It's done in about a 5-minute treatment. You're done in about 10 days later, those wrinkles go away. Lasts for 3 or 4 months. It's not for everybody, but it is for some people. Then there are tons of different fillers. The fillers are volumizers, or things that sort of plump up your cheeks, make lips a little bit bigger, in lots of cases way too big. They are used for static wrinkles. In past, what we have always done is, you talk about people would get these lines here filled, and aesthetic medicine is changing. And now people are putting a little bit into their cheeks, which they've realized lifts up and takes care of that line. Anybody who's interested in that, you can come in, we can talk about your individual needs. But there are lots of other things out there that you can do to make your skin healthier, appear smoother, nicer. There are tons of things that can be done with lasers. And when we talk about lasers, IPL, it's really not a laser. It's a light energy. When we talk about lasers, we have the continuum of here is energy where you have radiation and you get an X-ray. And on the very end of the spectrum is lasers that actually cut the skin that you have surgery with. And in the middle of that is light energy that you can actually see. And that is what is being used to treat the skin for the most part. It's called intense pulse light. And then within different colors and different variations, different things are possible. On one end of the spectrum, we have something that penetrates the dermis and the epidermis very deeply and kills hair follicles. But it sees color. So it doesn't, if you have white hair, it won't take that away. It has to be dark hair. So 4 or 5 treatments, you can have hair taken off pretty much anywhere. We treat men with beards, people with backs, armpits, legs, whatever. It takes 4 or 5 treatments, and it's fairly expensive depending on the size of the area that you're having done. But it is, they call it permanent hair loss, but there is no way to kill every hair follicle in your body. So that doesn't mean that in a year you're not going to need a touch-up because a few hairs might grow back. But the real exciting thing about skin is that many people suffer from rosacea, particularly here. You can have a single laser treatment and clear up probably 90% of your rosacea. Many people are told that any redness that they have in their skin is rosacea, and rosacea is really a pustular condition. So all those red vessels that you see in your face, that's not rosacea. Those are telangiectasias, and those can also be cleared up with the laser. The laser just destroys the vessel, and 2 or 3 weeks, your body reabsorbs it, and the skin is nice and clear. You may need a treatment like once a year. I treat myself about once a year. I had serious sun damage. My dad was a lobsterman, and I used to go out and bake on his boat with the baby oil and the iodine and all that stuff before I knew any better. So when I was baking and doing all that, I also did a lot of sun damage. So this other thing that you can do with intense pulse light lasers is destroy the brown spots that come on your face. It's a pretty simple, easy treatment. I have people come twice, and the spots are usually gone. But I encourage you to go and see your dermatologist first. Make sure that those spots that you have are not cancerous or precancerous, and then you can come in and have a nice clear complexion. The other thing that does when it penetrates the dermis, anything that penetrates into the epidermis, whether it's being stuck with a needle or having laser, helps you to produce your own collagen and elastin. So the body sees this light energy, the body sees the needle, the body sees the filler, whatever, and it surrounds it, and it brings its own, helps you to build collagen and elastin at the same time. That treatment is really a 10-minute treatment. You come twice. The other thing that you can do now is they used to do really resurface your face and take all the skin off and encourage you to. And what they're really finding is that heavy exfoliation or heavy removing of the skin can actually cause you over time to have more brown spots. The melanocytes pack together and can cause you to have more brown spots. So now the newest, latest, and greatest thing is to have non-ablative fractional resurfacing. Fraxel just means fractionated beams. They come in a cone of dots. The companies like to call it a cone of treated area. It's really cone of injury. You send this Fraxel laser deep into the dermis, the body recognizes it and then comes in to heal it. And when it heals it, it creates all this new healthy skin around it. it used to be that, like I said, it was a very, very dramatic treatment. It took a couple of weeks. Now you can have non-ablative Fraxel treatments, which make your skin baby smooth after about 3 days with minimal downtime and helps to penetrate your products. The other thing that you can do with relaxed skin is the latest thing that's been done about, I think it was FDA approved about 6 or 8 months ago, is called Palave, or radiofrequency heat. It's a wonderful treatment. It feels like you are getting a hot stone massage. And it takes about 45 minutes, and you take this really nice, warm, smooth wand, put it on the face in different areas, and the goal is to heat the epidermis to about 42 degrees Celsius. And when it does that, it causes the collagen to be stimulated and the skin to tighten. It takes 3 to 5 treatments to have that happen. And then the problem with it is that in this society, we all want instant gratification. We did not age overnight, and short of spending $15,000 and having an invasive facelift, you're not going to get better overnight. But you can improve what you have easily with great skincare, with Palave, with non-ablative Fraxel, with Botox and fillers, if that's the route you want to go. But with Palave, the reason why people get a little sort of dismayed about it is it takes 3 to 5 treatments. It takes 3 months for your body to build collagen. So you leave, you have this wonderful treatment, your skin feels nice and tight and it looks good, and about 2 days later it's back to where it was and you've spent $400. And regardless of what you have done, when you look at yourself in the mirror, it only takes 2 to 3 days for you to get used to it. All right, so even if you go have a facelift, it's hard to remember what you used to look like unless you look at a picture. So you've had this treatment, then you come back and then you're like, oh God, I've spent all this money and I got to go back in a month and do it again. And then by the 3rd month, you start to see the benefits. And then when your treatments are all done and 9 months have gone by and you're looking in the mirror and you're thinking, whoa, my skin looks great. Look at this. I'm feeling better. I'm looking great. My skin is tighter and smoother. And you're like, oh yeah, I had those Palave treatments. But at the time, it's difficult to see it because there is no instant gratification like there is with Botox and fillers. So all of this takes time, and it's a commitment. So people have to decide, am I going to go the great skincare route, have less invasive treatments, or am I going to have more invasive things? $15,000 facelift. And for me, I'm okay with whatever you do. I'm truly okay with whatever you do, and I hope that all of you will be accepting of other women and be okay with whatever they do. Because how their face looks, what they tend to do with it does not define them. Right? Who they are defines them. So they can be a great person and have the worst skin in God's creation and might just need your help. Might need that little push to go and see Sandra, to come to my place, to feel better about themselves. Or they may never do another thing and do what I did until I was 50, put your hair in a ponytail and put a little lip gloss on. I didn't even know how to put makeup on. Never did any of that. And be accepting of those people as well and meet them on their journey, because people are doing things for different reasons. They may need to compete in the job market. You know, they may say, oh God, I'm 50, I'm never going to get a job, 50, I'm never going to get a job with the 30-year-olds and they look such and such a place. And so that may be their reason for coming. Or they just might like it. They might want to do it. They might enjoy it. So whatever you do, I encourage you to do it with gusto and find somebody who will take time to answer all of your questions and not just come in and do the procedure and walk out the door and there'll be nothing left of them and you can't talk to them again until you see them a month later or 2 months later. So find someone that meets with your personality, but most of all, before you go and do any advanced things, take care of it from the inside. Do great skincare. There's tons of great skincare out there. It doesn't have to be awfully expensive. I will tell you that if you just smear coconut oil or olive oil on your face, it's not going to work. Our skin is there because it protects us from the environment, protects us from things that we do. Just putting olive oil or coconut oil on your face might feel good for a few minutes, but it won't penetrate the dermis. It needs a carrier. It needs to be exfoliated first. It needs to have all the stuff. The molecular weight of those products, just smearing them on you, or vitamin C, or taking vitamin E and putting it out of a capsule and putting it on your face, it's not going to work. Okay? It can actually be caustic to your skin. So it needs a carrier. The molecular weight of it needs to be proper. So finding those skin cares and finding things that works for you, whether it's a prescription line, find one that's clean, find one that's healthy, and go for it. Do what you need to do. Do what you want to do. Do what makes you feel better about yourself. And I believe taking care of yourself will always make you feel better. Any questions? Absolutely. There's lots of licensing needed. I have a medical director I had an original aesthetic physician from Boston. My current medical director is Dr. Lee. He is a physician in Damariscotta. He oversees the medical aspect of the clinic. You have to be a nurse with special training. I went to, I started out with my Botox and filler training in Miami, the land of fill it all up. 7 years ago. Well, no, more than that, 8 to 9 years ago. When you do laser training, you must take a laser certification class, as well as the company comes with all of their trainers, and it does an hands-on treatment. And I also encourage you to ask your provider, how old is your equipment? How new, is it up to date? Do you have the latest technology? Because it changes all the time. Just like your cell phone or your computer, that equipment changes a lot. And one thing that you may have had done 5 years ago and you thought, God, I'd never do it again, doesn't even hurt anymore. So the very cost of getting into this prevents people who, anybody just going out and buying it. And the companies also have rules. They won't just sell medical grade lasers to anybody. They may have something in their spa that they call a laser or they call a certain machine, but medical equipment is graded. So class 1, class 2, you can't just buy it off the market. You can exfoliate your face with a washcloth. It's called a manual exfoliant. And sugar can be a little harsh because it's really rough. And it makes your skin feel good for a little while. You might want to use it on your legs. I don't think that I'd use straight sugar and olive oil on my skin. Makes it feel good for a little bit, but on my face anyways, I wouldn't. But what I put on my legs is totally different than what I put on my face. There's a couple of different thoughts about rosacea. The most organic, lovely skincare product on the planet is called Eminence Organics. It's been the #1 skincare, organic skincare in the country by professionals for about 7 years. It's Eminence. It's made in Hungary, and it's all fresh fruits and vegetables. They have a totally different look on rosacea. They call it blowing up rosacea. And they do not baby rosacea. They don't think anything you can't do, They exfoliate with something called blueberry detox. I have rosacea, and when I first put it on, I am the color of that shirt. And everything about me said, take it off, God, this is so hot. And I left it on for 10 minutes because the company said you can do that. And I use it regularly now. So you don't necessarily need to be safe or gentle with your rosacea. And I would say that I would look in the mirror very seriously. And do you have pustules on your face? Do you have little pimples and stuff that come out? That is rosacea. If you have veins, all these little veins, alar veins around your nose, veins in your cheeks, that's not rosacea. That's telangiectasia. I make sure they're well exfoliated and use a granule thing that's made of different grains, food grains. And it's a manual exfoliation. I do that 2 or 3 times a week. I actually put stem cell serum on my hands, and I take that rough skin off, and then use a nice moisturizer on my hands. The shortcut is eating well, exercising, eating colorful, and using great skincare. That's the basis, because you can be absolutely gorgeous and have all these wrinkles, but if you have a nice, bright, clear complexion, people say, oh, wow, she's got great skin. So it really does start on the inside. But really come down and see me for a free consult if I can help you out with anything. We'd love to see you. We have everything from hair, makeup, nails, lash extensions, friendly faces. So come on down. Thank you.
So I want to put a little message out there to all of you members, current members of Destination Wellness. We want you to come forward. We want to promote your business. We want to let the community know, the Midcoast know that you're here. And one of the ways is to come to the Camden Library Series, noontime, the second Monday of every month, and do a talk, do a presentation. And you might be nervous, but really it's a lot of fun. Come on, get in touch with the Education Committee and let us help you get your name out into the community.